Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again. Hey, what is going on? Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Welcome to another episode of Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. Well, I got to talk about the weather for a sec because it is just ridiculous here in Nova Scotia. I mean, it's the mid-January right now, and we haven't had any significant snowfall at all, and that's just crazy. And I can remember growing up, and this time now we'd already have like 3 feet of snow already. So yeah, rain again all weekend here. Forecast still calling for rain, and it's crazy. It really is. It's reminding me of Vancouver. I say it all the time on here. It's just, I feel like we're getting Vancouver's climate now. But you watch, now that I'm saying that, March we'll probably get dumped on, and we'll be in 4 feet of snow before we know it. But anyway, I'm not complaining all that much. I don't like the snow, so if it holds off, then we'll get to start ball even earlier. So let's have it. Anyway, on to this week's guest, and we sat down and chatted with Canadian men's national team member and recent silver medalist at the WBSC Men's World Cup down in Auckland, New Zealand, Quinten Bruce. Q has had quite a career to date, and it's just getting started. This past summer alone, he was named to the ISC All World Team, was an All-Canadian at the Senior Men's Nationals in Newfoundland, an All World selection at the WBSC Men's World Cup, as well as top hitter in the tournament. Man, that's just crazy. We're going to talk to Q about getting a start in the game, 2017 Canada Games, where he and Team Ontario captured gold, winning an ISC World Title with his favorite boyhood team, the Hill United Chiefs. Of course, this amazing past 2022 he just had, and much, much more. Q was an absolute beauty to chat with. I know everyone's going to enjoy this episode, and Hopey and I can't wait to see what the future holds for Quinten in the game. With that being said, grab that drink, sit back, relax, cause here we go.
I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes.
Hey, Hopey.
Hey, buddy. Are we recording?
We are recording, man. Did it without you looking.
Yeah, I guess.
How's things?
Not bad. How about yourself?
Good, man. How's the holidays? This is our first one since...
Oh, my gosh, it is, isn't it?
Yep.
Holidays were great. Kids were all home. Super happy to have Jake and Nat home from PEI.
Right.
My girls were home. Actually, they just went back this week. They had like a super long break.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic, though. Had tons of fun with the families. You know, we have some young nieces and nephews, and we had tons of fun with them. Yeah, it was great. We really enjoyed ourselves. And I didn't go crazy with eating and drinking either. Like, I try to watch that stuff anyway, but I was pretty good.
Me either. I think the only really...
Randy, is that you?
One night... I know, really. The only one night, it was the night went to the World Junior Game, Canada.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We had our box, and I overindulged that night. But
God, the World Juniors were incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah, just so incredible. And to hear that they're talking about putting in for the bid for next year, too.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
2025.
2025,
yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine? I mean, it's a long shot.
It is.
But I mean, the show that Moncton and Halifax put on.
I'm going to tell you, the market for junior hockey is not the giant venues.
No.
I certainly don't think so.
No.
Like sticking them in Toronto, Montreal, I'm sure it's fantastic to be there, but the market is the junior market, in my opinion. Like having it in Halifax was utterly incredible.
Well, I was talking about this with our people, and I said, if that had been in Edmonton, Winnipeg, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, anywhere there, Latvia, Austria relegation game would have got 500 people.
Exactly.
We had 8,000 people.
I know, it was nuts.
Like, holy shit. Like,
I actually got to only go to one game. It was Germany, Austria. And Austria hadn't scored a goal yet.
Oh, you were there when they scored the first goal?
I was there when they scored the first goal. The place went fucking bonkers, man. It was pretty fantastic. It was electric, in fact.
Yeah.
Just the support they give for those players is 100%. Crazy. Yeah, like, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would be awesome to get it back again.
Yeah, it certainly would.
And Mooseheads are probably hoping that too because their season tickets.
Oh my God, I know. Although the Mooseheads are doing very well this year.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, we have some ball news too.
Yes, let's send out some congratulations first and foremost to the 11 core players that were named for the U23 team that will be traveling to Argentina.
Yep.
Congratulations to all those guys. I know they have some more picks to make, and we're hoping that one guy from our backyard is going to be on that team, David Watson.
100%.
And I think he's well deserving after his showing last year at the Canada Games.
Yep.
His performance was crazy, considering he was probably the top pitcher there. Actually, he was the top pitcher there.
That's right.
So yeah, anyway, hats off to those guys. And also on to the 32-man pool for Team Canada. Congratulations to all those guys.
Yep.
It's going to be a hard sled making that team. Obviously, there's a ton of talent there, but best of luck to all of you. And of course, hats off to our guy Scove.
Yep.
We're super happy that you've been named onto that team again. I know he's already been working, so the guy doesn't stop. Yeah, I was actually just talking to him before I got here. He just doesn't stop.
And I mean, after the performance at
Jesus,
Cup,
man. Well, it's still going to be tough. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of freaking talent in that.
Oh, yeah, you got to keep working.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, our guest today.
Yeah.
There's one guy right there.
for sure.
Q, man, Quinten Bruce, that guy, after the season, I don't think anybody really has had a season like the season he had last year.
It was nuts. The only thing, it's going to be very hard to duplicate that. I hope he doesn't put too much pressure on himself to try to.
I know. We'll talk about it with him. I mean,
for sure. Absolutely.
That's something I want to, get in his head about and just see, where his mindset is. Because you're right. That coming off a year like that, like, come on.
Man, I'll tell you something that was weird. Maybe I'm going to ask you, what was weird about looking at the 32-man roster for Team Canada for you?
What was weird?
What was weird?
Not seeing Hilly, not seeing Mace, not seeing Lolly,
exactly.
The guys that we're so used
we've been watching that for the last number of years, and those guys have always been on that. But
I know.
Congratulations to them too on their retirement.
So yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I got listened to Hilly's episode on Dust Up, and it was great. I mean, that guy put it on the line at the World Cup. He was playing with a fractured fucking wrist.
Yeah.
Hilly,
you're a beauty, Hilly.
Fucking warrior, man.
You're way better than Lolly. Also, congratulations to Prince Albert.
Oh, right. Yes.
They've been named to host the WBSC Softball World Cup Group Qualifier, which is in 2024. So that'd be 6 teams, probably like Cuba, USA, Argentina, Canada, Venezuela, Mexico, I would guess, something like that. And also the WBSC Softball World Cup in 2025, which is pretty fantastic too.
Putting in for our media passes.
Yeah, we're looking for anybody out there want to send us out there. We'll even fly Spirit Airlines or whatever the hell it
is. we'll get some good coverage, and you can we'll put your name on the
all
the
the
videos.
time, every time.
Frig, that'd be sick, man.
Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
Absolutely.
So anyway, back to Q here, man. Let's back
get to Q too. Who
we're gonna we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
because his episode with Hilly and Lily and Holly.
Don't do that.
I know, but I laughed my ass off, and he seems like one of those guys that's loves the game.
Oh my gosh,
loves everything.
Yeah, and
I just feel like this is going to be a great one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's get to him, man.
Okay, sounds good. All right, man.
Yo. All right, here we go. We are happy to have on with us today the guy who did it all in 2022. First team ISC All World selection, All Canadian Senior Nats, top hitter at the WBSC World Cup, as well as All World selection, and recently named ISC Canadian East Player of the Year, Quinten Bruce. Q, thanks so much for coming on the podcast, pal.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
How's things going up in Durham?
Good. Hockey season's well on its way, and just staying busy.
Yeah.
What's the weather like? Is it cold up there right now?
It's not too bad. I mean, we had a good snowfall right around Christmas time there, and then I don't know. It's been raining for the most part.
Yeah.
The last little bit. We've been lucky. We haven't got to minus 30 yet, so
wow.
I'll take it.
Yeah, we haven't either.
We haven't even had snow yet, for Christ's sake. It's supposed to be 12 degrees this Saturday.
Yeah, 12 and raining.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's fucking
Get
awesome.
your ball glove out.
Well, the ball field's mucky. I was up there today.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So, how were the holidays? Good holidays?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to get back and see family and friends and get to talk to all of them about the experience over in New Zealand. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did you win any softball awards over the holidays? Because you seem to win a lot last week.
No, none of that.
Oh shit. Oh, you mentioned hockey. What's going on in the WOAA Senior AA League up there?
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful there, but I play for the Durham Thundercats. Shout out to the boys, whoever listens to this.
Make them listen.
Yeah, no, it's good hockey. It's a lot of fun. I mean, there's a lot of guys that played high level junior, some pro guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm lucky. I love it.
Yeah, no,
that's fun.
I went of course, after I was talking to you today, texting back and forth, and you mentioned that. Of course, I had to go on the website and find it all. So, did you not start until after Worlds were over? I'm guessing based on the 3 games you've only played.
Sorry, guys, I just lost you there.
Oh, sorry.
My phone just cut out there. Sorry.
That's all right. No, I was just saying about texting with you today and find a note that you played in the
OUW Senior AA League.
But did you not play up until after Worlds? Because I saw you only played 3 games.
Yeah. I took made a decision backseat for the first little bit there, leading up to the World Cup there. So I just said I'll practice with the boys, but I'm not going to.
No, man, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult conversation to have with Stewie or Johnny, but sorry, I can't come. I hurt myself playing hockey.
I took a puck in the deck. I can't make it. Sorry.
Yeah. That's right.
Shit. Well, I gotta tell you, because I went on the website and looked at. I was like, man, I gotta find some stuff. You had quite a game on Sunday against the Milverton 4-wheel drives.
Oh yeah.
Two snipes.
Yeah, just a goal scoring machine over here.
And listen, I'm telling you right now that you're a fantasy player's dream in that game with 8 penalty minutes, a double minor for Nian, and
Jesus.
Man,
yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get my nose in there, and next thing you know, I'm causing penalties. Yeah,
Perfect.
I was still in minus that game, even scoring 2 goals.
I gotta say though,
so fun though.
That's quite a name, Milverton 4-wheel drives.
Yeah,
I love it.
Look, man. I mean, you guys got 12 teams in the league?
Yeah, it's a great league. I mean, we've got there's a little bit of travel. Like the furthest we go is Petrolia, which is about 2.5 to 3 hours. But other than that, majority of the games are within an hour and a half. Like I said, the league's good. Lots of guys who play at a high level here, there, and everywhere. Pro, ECHL. We have guys that play in the NHL that are in the league. So,
oh wow.
So it's a lot of fun, and it's good. It's kind of like ball, It's a business. It's business whenever you show up the game.
Yeah.
But afterwards, it's all right. Let's
some pops.
have some fun. Yeah, exactly. It's a great. It's great to just have that competitiveness still.
That's
and
good.
Be able to have a little bit of fun afterwards.
Yeah, for sure. You guys got a big date with the Shelburne Muskies tomorrow night, what?
Yeah. The fish down at the fish tank.
The fish. How far away is that from you?
It's not far. That's about a half hour, 45 minutes.
Oh, right.
I actually went to high school in Shelburne, so I get to see a lot of high school buddies play against them. It's a lot of fun.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
Nice.
Good.
That's awesome. Well, at least, it's something to, besides ball, working on your ball game is definitely something to keep you in shape for the winter.
Yeah. That's right. I just love the game so much. I don't want to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Take the back seat to it for it. And
No.
I've played all my life, and I'm not willing to give it up just yet.
Absolutely not. Don't blame you.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No.
No. So
anyway, enough about fucking hockey, Randy. Let's talk about ball here.
We are in a ball podcast here. Let's get to it. Do you want to jump in WBSCs right away, or?
Yeah, how exciting is that the WBSC is going to be hosted in Prince Albert?
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. We heard rumors about it in New Zealand.
Yeah,
it was either going to be what we understood is that it was either going to be between Prince Albert or back in Prague, and it's just after getting the news that it was going to come back here to Canada, it was a lot of excitement on a lot of guys. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit of a wait for it.
Yeah. We're going to start putting in our media pass credentials right now. So
yeah. The sick thing too is like the time change. Like they can be playing at 10 at night. And it's going to be like 7:00 here or whatever.
No.
Yeah.
Other way around.
What? I'm sorry. Yeah.
If it's 7:00 there, it's 10 here.
That's shitty. Never
Come
mind.
on, man.
I got it backwards.
I'm not editing that shit. Fuck that.
Fuck you. I'll make you. God damn it. I didn't think of that.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to BC that week.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. So
anyway,
as
with every guest, let's start back to the beginning of it all. Tell us how you got your start in the game.
So I grew up in a small town of Grand Valley. At the time it was about 1,200 people, and it was just like pretty much like all the other guests you've had on. I mean, Dad played, and I guess he introduced me to the game. And in Grand Valley, it's such a small town that you play in the wintertime. You play hockey with the same kids that you play ball with. So for 12 months of the year, you're just playing with the same people. And so Grand Valley is where it's all started for me.
Right on. So how was the ball landscape there? Like, was it the typical, tons of teams within a 100-kilometer radius there in Ontario? Because I mean, that seems how every Ontario guest that we've had on here, it's like, we've had 24 teams in our league growing up, whereas here we had 5? So I mean, for the most part, it was there's lots of competition here, like everywhere, I guess you'd say, in Ontario. But for the longest time we were part of the WAA, playing local teams within 25 kilometers pretty much. And then our Grand Valley team decided to start participating provincially for the OASA, and those are the teams that qualify for the Nationals and Eastern Canadians and Western Canadians and such. So we made that jump at about Bantam age or so. Yep.
So
nice. So like back in those early days, like of course. So was it like back then? Was it the same as here? Like mite, squirt, peewee, bantam, midget. Is that how it went?
Yeah. It's like my mom coached in T-ball when I started playing. Like I have an older brother who's 2 years older than me, so I always got to because she coached his ball team. So I was where I got at early ages. So so it went from T up to midget, and I still think I know that the numbers have been down the last few years in Grand Valley minor ball, but from what I understand, that's making a comeback, and there's lots of girls teams and boys teams that are starting to make their way up through to the Bantam and midget age group. It hasn't happened in the last 10 years or so. So it's good to see that that softball is still living in Grand Valley.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Friggin' right.
Yeah. It makes me proud to say that I'm from there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Still trying to produce players from there.
Yes, yes, sir. Let's talk about 2017 Canada Games, because of course you guys won Capture Gold, Team Ontario. How awesome was that experience for you?
It was one of the best experiences I've had to this day still. They treat it like a mini Olympics. Like you're in an athlete's village where we stayed in the University of Manitoba and Winnipeg, and you're bused to all the games. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like our team was loaded from top to bottom with great ball players that are still playing today. And yeah, we went. We had a little bit of a hiccup in the first 2 days. I think we were 500, and I don't know. Pretty much had thing to win every game just with our lineup. But we got a nice slice of humble pie in those first 2 days. You know, this isn't going to be a cakewalk.
Yep.
Yeah. Show up. And and we, after those first 2 days, we finally started to turn it on and never looked back from there.
Nice. Nice. So were you opening week or closing week?
We were opening.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Yeah.
Opening ceremonies. Awesome. Opening ceremonies are pretty sick.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was blind going in. I had no idea what we were walking into, and to be walk in as Team Ontario as all the athletes walk in, and we were at I don't know what the arena's called.
Oh, MTS. MTS. Yeah.
So all the athletes walk into the arena, and the arena was packed by the time all the athletes from every province and territory were in there. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'll never forget it.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I was there in '97, and all the opening ceremonies are one thing that I'll never forget for the rest of my life because it was just amazing.
Brucey, how old were you in '97?
I was a year old.
Yeah, we're showing our age.
Showing your age.
A couple years ago. Yeah. So who were some of the guys on that team that, I mean, you said are still playing? Who's some of the guys?
Tyler Anderson, Denny Benson, Isaiah Whetstone.
Oh shit, pretty good.
Yeah, Derek Hyde. Yeah, we had a really good team. We had a really good, and it was a lot of fun because I'm sure they do it the same in Nova Scotia, but like you're practicing and you're trialing for that team for, I think it was 2 or 3 years. And you're trialing for that team. So, every summer we'd have 2 or 3 camps, and we'd obviously still be playing our seasons, but you'd get to know the guys pretty good when you figure out that who's going to be on the team. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and I find the biggest thing with the Canada Games teams is the amount of ball that you're playing over, you know, like the year before and then the summer going into the games, the amount of ball that you're playing together, how much better you get from when you started like a year and a half prior to when you're going to Canada Games is just ridiculous. The improvement. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. You're on the field 2 or 3 times a week with that team, plus all your, like, at least back here, we were still playing with the club teams too. So it was 4 or 5 nights a week that you're on the ball field playing. And it was,
it's pretty hard not to get better at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now that same year, that would have been that was your first year ISCs with Wyerton, was it not?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Those guys. Oh man.
How crazy was that?
It was eye opening because I was so young, dumb, and naive. I didn't know what the ISCs were. And going to that tournament, I mean, I knew at the time who all the big teams were: Hill, Gremlins, Bombers. At the but it's going to see all the competition from, I think there's 32 teams or whatever it is that go to it. All the teams are really good, and they're all competing. Yeah, it was yeah, because I mean, you're a part of it. Yeah, you're used to going, like, you were playing with guys your age, and then, you know, you're getting thrown into
playing against men,
playing against Cheese and Adam and you know, Cleary and that. Like, that must have been just like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we never got to those big games against like Hill or New York, but the experience alone was, you can't put a price tag on it.
Yeah.
So I got a funny story. So in what was I saying? The first big boy at bat I had.
Big boy at bat.
Yeah, what I call a big boy at bat. It was against New York, and it was at the Tavistock tournament. And this was Brad Thompson. He was the coach of the Kitchener Cubs at the time, and I was playing for them. This is my first year with them.
Yeah.
And he pretty much asked me, he said, yeah, no, we're just going to get you to come show you what the team's about, get you some exposure, see what this game's all about. And so I was just going to be there for a runner. And we're playing the Tavistock tournament. And I think we were down 5 or 6-1. And he gets 2 out, and he says, looks down the bench, and I was just in La La Land looking at the draft. And he goes, Brucey, you want to swing? I was like, oh boy, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say no.
No.
And, and what a rude awakening. It was 3 quick pitches and 3rd out, and the end of the game. Next thing you know, we're shaking our hands, saying goodbye.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Do you remember who it was against?
Jeez.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty good pitcher.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not
Fucking
bad.
beauty.
Well, so you mentioned Kitchener, which is a friggin' perfect segue into 2019 ISCs, because I mean, you guys went on a little run there.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
What? I mean, tell us about that tournament, because I mean, of course, listen to Dust Up, and I know the story behind it, but you guys only had 12 players.
Yeah, and none of our fans listen to Dust Up, so go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, like we were so short benched, but we were short benched the whole year, so it was nothing new to us. It just looked funny whenever you were watching the game, or people in the stands were like, wow, they only got 12 guys on the bench. So like they get into any injury trouble, like they're really in trouble. But that year, Mata was unbelievable. He just came back from the 2019 World Championships in Prague, where he was lights out. Yeah. Yeah, I've said it before. Like, it felt like we needed to score 3 runs for the guy. The way he was throwing, any pressure situation, it felt like, all right, he's going to get us out of this inning. He's going to get us out here scot-free, which was the case for the most part. I mean, we ran into a hot Gremlins team who was hitting the ball hard all year. They were the team to beat that whole year. But what Mata did at that tournament, what we did collectively as a team with being such short benched and I'm not going to say understaffed by any means, but yeah, what we did collectively as a team, I was looking back on, I was super proud of those guys, and I was really happy to be a part of it.
Well, didn't you get your best friend to join so you could pinch run or something like
that? Yeah. It was like 2 weeks prior. Tom, like I was still playing junior at the time, and Brad Thompson reached out and he said, you got any friends that want a base run for us? So I looked no further than my best friend from Grand Valley. I said, hey, you want to come to ISCs? And he dropped everything and said, yep, let's go. And it was done like that. Yeah, it was great.
That's amazing.
That's sick, actually.
That's amazing. Oh man. So of course that was the after that whole summer, you went to New Zealand that year, wasn't it? Leading into COVID.
Yeah. So leading up to that ISCs, there was a guy from Ontario that went the year prior who's the same age as me. And I had this moment where I really wanted to go, and I wanted to go experience something new and go play ball in the wintertime. So at that tournament at the Circle Tap Bar and Grill, I ran into Patty Shannon, and Patty said that his brother Heine was coaching a young team in Auckland, and within 2 or 3 weeks, I was pretty much set up, and I was on a flight to New Zealand for the next 6 months.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait, before we get to more of New Zealand, I need to ask, because I never had the chance to go to Circle Tap to experience the bar there at the field. And I heard Hilly and Lolly say, a lot of deals are made there. What's that bar like?
Oh man, it's like it's a softball player's dream. You can walk to the bar, step outside the patio doors, and you're watching a ball game. Oh, it's literally, it's unbelievable. Like the next World ISCs are there.
They're doing some renovations too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the field's wicked. Like it's kind of it's a shorter field, but they got like the double the double stacked fence,
Kind of like a green monster.
Yeah, kind of. It's all the way around, and there's lots of people that go to those games. Like they got a strong community that supports the Circle Tap Bar and Grill and their Circle Tap team. So there's lots of people at the park the whole time. It was I loved it. Loved it there.
That's sick. That's sick. So yeah, back to New Zealand. So you're on your way down. What tell us that?
Yeah, so I went there and I lived with Heidi, Shannon, his family. They welcomed me with open arms, and that's just how it speaks to the volumes of how tight the softball community really is.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was an international player from Canada, didn't know anyone from New Zealand. They said, yeah, no, you can come live in our basement. And yeah, I was there for the next 6 months and played both. They have like 2 divisions there. So there's prims and reserves, and I was able to play in both divisions, which helped a lot because there was more games and more practices and whatnot. But the club I played for, what Tuckery Bears they were called, it was awesome. Like they get support from everyone. Like I've said before, they have like 1,000 kids that are signed up playing. I shouldn't say just kids, but 1,000 people signed up at the club from T-ball right up to men's level and women's level of ball. So they support each other throughout the whole year. So,
and that's just one club. That's just one club.
That's just one club.
Wow.
And there's 7 or 8 clubs like that just in Auckland.
Holy shit.
So they have there's no dying of softball in that country, just with the amount of people that are playing.
Wow. That's crazy. Now you mentioned the 2 like reserve and prims, you said?
Yeah.
What's the difference between the 2?
So the prims is like it's the higher level, and the reserves is, I guess they are like the farm system pretty much.
Oh,
I guess you'd say. Yeah. So they're just like, so some prim guys are allowed to play in the reserves just to help teach and whatnot. So I was able to play both. So it was double the games every weekend.
Nice. Yeah. So you were down there for 6 months. You got to have some good stories, man, because nobody can't go to New Zealand and not have some good stories.
Oh yeah. I'd be safe to say that some of them might be reserved, but yeah.
Yeah. Should you open the lines right now?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Do you have any questions for Quinten Bruce on New Zealand?
Yeah.
Actually, Scope's just texting me now. Maybe I should ask him if he has any questions for Quinten Bruce.
Big Scopey. I my New Zealand experience was great. The only shitty thing about it really was I had to come home 2 weeks early because of COVID.
Right.
So the last term of the year is club nationals, and the day we were supposed to be flying out was when everything was getting shut down. Flights were getting canceled. So
was that a scramble?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It went from a scramble of, all right, let's get ready to go. Like it was up in the air if we were still going to go or not. Yeah. And then it was a scramble of, holy shit, how am I going to get back to Canada?
Right.
I was lucky to get back in time, but yeah, it was a great experience. Just wish we got to finish out the season with the team.
Yeah, no doubt. So you get back home, COVID's like in full force. What, that summer, were you guys able to play up in Ontario at all? Or like what did you do to get your reps in?
Nah, not really. Like we had, if we were gonna play, I think you had to have hand wipes in your back pocket. So every time the ball came to you, you had to wipe the ball off. But
we had the same thing.
It was tough. Like I think we ended up playing a modified season just with the local Grand Valley team that I play with. But it wasn't much. Like it was maybe a couple weekend doubleheaders, and that was it. It wasn't much.
Right. So I'm trying to think back, Hopey. Did we start July of that year, or did we start August 1st?
We started in August.
Yeah.
The beginning of August, and the umpires umpired from behind the
us
pitcher.
Yeah, on the mound. That was
Which it didn't make a lot of sense to me because they couldn't get too close to the catcher, but the catcher was close to the batter. Anyway, whatever. Fuck.
COVID.
They're all fucking blind anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
I'm joking. I'm actually an umpire.
You're an umpire now.
And I am blind.
Yeah, that's right. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So Q, you get the call to join Hill United. I mean, tell us about that, because I mean, that had to have been, just a crazy phone call.
Hill United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've said it before on the Dust Up podcast. It was literally like a dream come true. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be like a suck up to them or anything like that, but it was just growing up, playing the game, watching the game. Like, you wanted to wear that Hill United Chiefs uniform. Like, that was a team you wanted to play for. So to get that call, I was just in awe. I couldn't believe it, to be honest. I was like, fuck. Hilly, are you sure? Are you sure you have the right guy? Like,
come on, man.
Yeah. So getting that call from Elsie was something I'll never forget. And yeah, that team, they just, the way it's treated, the way they treat everyone, like the players, the sponsorship families, like, it's just first class all the way around. I have nothing bad to say about that team.
Absolutely.
That organization.
Well,
that's awesome.
Okay, the fact that you're flying on a private jet, first of all, like, think of it, like, seriously, think about that though. I mean, you're playing softball and on a private jet. Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, where do I sign?
Yeah. Like, that's amazing.
How do I sign?
Every time I see, like, photos, that,
clean your balls,
all the guys from the team like post, and I'm just like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's softball. Like, that's stuff you see, fuck.
You know what though? For the most part, the big teams, they treat their guys like family.
Oh yeah,
we've had enough guys on the podcast that we know that.
Yeah,
the Gremlins. Well, Bear Creek's another prime example of the way they're treating their guys. Like, speaking of Bear Creek, that team is going to be a fucking recluse this summer, man.
Oh yeah,
it looks good.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the upcoming year. They've put the effort in to get the guys. Yeah. And all Canadian guys at that. That speaks volumes, considering the competition is pretty much international for the most
that's right. Yeah.
So to have an all Canadian lineup, I mean, there's kind of a fuck you,
Yeah, exactly.
This is an all Canadian team. We got that chip on our shoulders. So yeah, it's awesome.
It's going to be exciting to watch for sure.
And you guys loaded up, and Niagara loaded up, and the Grem, like, and we've talked about it on here last time we were on, like, Premier Softball's doing the,
I love it,
like the transaction, and that's that's another big thing for a game to move. For people to see who's going where. I mean, that's just another element that's awesome to see. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's our game needs to be promoted more, and what they're doing over there is just, and what you guys are doing and what Dust Up is doing. Like, it's promoting our game. It's getting people more interested, and they're not just putting their ball bag or ball glove away for the winter time.
That's right.
They're picking it up in the winter time. They're trying to find a gym or whatnot to stay in shape and be relevant and try to be on those teams, right? That's what this game needs. And especially in Canada, I think, like, there's more and more teams that have, it's nothing against the Argentinians or Kiwis or Australians or whoever, but they're taking over the ISCs because there's more of them. They're better than us. Like, Canada's got to put an effort in and try to promote our game and try to get more kids involved with it, in my opinion.
Grassroots, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's been a forever challenge for the last number of years. You go from having 12 minor league teams, kids playing, to trying to scrape enough together to have 3 playing at provincials, like in the province type thing. It's tough. Yeah, it's very tough.
No. Yeah, that's exactly. And I've seen it firsthand with the Blue Water League in Ontario here. For years, it was the best. It was said to be the best league in Ontario, with Owen Sound, Port Elgin, Chepstow, and now there's I think there's 5 teams. and it used to be a team. It used to be a league of 12 to 15 teams. So,
wow.
Yeah, to see it go on a downhill, it is tough to see. But like I said before, with the grassroots, like in Grand Valley, like the small town that I grew up in, like it's starting to build back up again, which is nice to see.
That's great. That's really good.
You guys didn't Johnny Baker put together a league this past year or something up there that?
Yeah, he put together Ontario softball. What is it called? Anyways, it's it's the men's league in Milverton, and it was pretty much replicated after the Newfoundland league, where they draft players and trying to get more kids from the junior level to be interested in be playing against the top level men's team or men's players in our province. So hats off to Johnny for doing that, because it's bringing a lot of good players from, guys are driving 2.5 hours for these games. So it's good to see that people are interested and they want to be playing against the best in Ontario. So
that's fantastic. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much, we did the same thing here with our league.
We tried to emulate what Newfoundland was doing, of course, because those guys are fucking unbelievable ball players, and they play all the time. They play against each other. It's not like they're all playing on the same team, and they're getting competition out of it. And that's what we try to emulate here in our league that we run as well. We don't have the same skill level as all the Newfies do, but we're surely, we're getting there. And especially with the Canada Games group that we just had, that U23 group that we have now coming up through, like those kids are fantastic ball players. And then we have some kids behind them that are coming up through too, that'll hopefully look at these guys and come and watch some of those games and want to be playing there as well. And that's our goal, of course.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're into online sports betting, well, we have the app for you. I'm telling you right now, I use it personally, and it's helped me cash out at the highest odds possible a few times now. You see, betting lines have different odds at each sportsbook. By using the BetStamp app, you can line shop across all sportsbooks to ensure you are finding the best value available for each wager. It's like using Trivago to find the best deals possible, essentially. I'm sure everyone has used Trivago at one point in their lives. Well, by using BetStamp, that's exactly what you're doing in the sports betting world, by trying to find the best payback for your buck. I'm telling you right now, this app is awesome. Go download it today and use the referral code OTC. Well, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Again, that code is OTC. Now we can't jump over Hill United because you won an ISC Worlds with them. We gotta go back to that for a little bit here. But first we got to talk about that ASAs first, because you had such a funny story in it, and it made me laugh. Was you made the error. Talk about the error first of all, and then your mindset after that error.
Okay, yeah. So when we're in the finals, we're playing New York, and it was hotter than hell. Holy smokes, I'll never forget.
It was like 50 degrees.
Oh, it was fucking mental. It was mental is what it was. So it was a close game. We were down by 1 or 2 runs. I can't quite remember, but there was runners on, I believe it was first and second, and there was a ball hit. I was playing left field. There's a ball hit to me, and it was pretty short, and it was an all or nothing play. Yeah. Like it was, I've got to lay out for this to make this catch, or I'm gonna let it fall in front of me and try to throw a guy out. But result of it was I laid out. It bounced over me because I landed short of it. It rolled to the fence, ended up being an inside the park home run. So it was a kick. It was a kick in the nuts is what it was. It was tough. I was with my childhood favorite team. Like I was with the Hill United Chiefs, and I just fucking did that. Like I was just, shit. I was a mess, and it was a great learning experience. One thing I remember is that after that, we got out of the inning finally, and I was the second batter up that next inning. And the wheels are still spinning. I was like,
hard to forget that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that just comes with experience, I guess.
That's right.
The real good players, they just move on. There's nothing they can do about it. But I was not in that mental state by any means. I was still thinking about it, and it was a 3-pitch at bat for sure. And I think there was two check swings over my head. I don't really remember. It's all blur. You know when you're trying to slow things down and everything just keeps speeding up. It's like, oh my God. So it was definitely one of the biggest learning experiences in my career, because just on the fact, make an error, and I was still thinking about it in my at bat. Mm-hmm. It was probably 10 to 15 minutes later, and I was still bent out of shape over it.
Right.
But the guys, that's one thing I'll never forget what those guys, like the team did, is that I don't want to say they consoled me or whatever, but they were right in my ear as soon as I got to the bench. They were saying, "Hey, don't worry about it. Get it out of your head. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Now let's move on." And everyone pretty much said, for the most part, was, we'd rather see you lay out there, go for it, do whatever it takes, put your body on the line, try to make that catch,
right,
instead of laying up and waiting for it to come to you. So it was a whirlwind, that's for sure.
And I mean, you even said that, Bradley came in and said he was telling you to lay out, and he was like kind of saying it was on him, which, that speaks to Bradley's leadership right there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
It just wasn't him, like Lolly, Hilly, Bruno, even his broken English comes up. Don't worry about it. It was those it speaks to what kind of people those
cautious. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like it's they're out there with you. They're not against you. They're on your team. They want it for the best of the team, and laying out, I guess, is going for it.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, hey, paid off a week later.
That's right.
You're taking on the Gremlins again, and hey, you win an ISC World Title. Man, walk us through that, because that had to be pretty sick.
Yeah. I was on the bench for that game, but it was the first had to been the first 3 or 4 innings. It just flew by. Like I can't tell you anything what happened in the first 3 to 4 innings. And then I remember we were down. Devo came in, he was throwing missiles that night, and Hilly came up, and classic Hilly, Mr.
He was in his home run trot already.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that guy is so clutch.
Oh yeah,
oh my God, smashes the ball out to center field, clears the bases. I was jumping around like a little kid. I'll never forget that. I'm sure you've seen.
Definitely saw the video.
Oh
man.
God, yeah,
the video. Holy fuck! It was. It's funny looking back on it. A kid coming out to Christmas morning.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, though. It brings the kid out in you.
Yeah,
it's like if you watch that video, you're like, how is Q not like in Olympic high jump right now? Like,
wrong sport.
Yeah. Oh man, but still, even if your time was limited, as far as playing goes, the fact that you're an ISC champion, hey, you can't take that away from you.
Can't take that away from you.
Never.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Being a part of that team was something I'll never forget for sure. It was a 3-week long trip, but it felt like a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Just being around those guys, learning from them, like it was like you can't put a price tag on that stuff. It was amazing.
Yeah. So how did the move to Bear Creek take place?
It was a tough decision. Like, at the end of the year, LZ did say that there was a spot for me, but it would be pretty much the same role, just, pinch run, get your swings in, and, here and there. It wasn't a for sure role, excuse me, just because, they just picked up Tommy Anoka, who's been on the New Zealand national team for the last number of years. Alan Pecker, who just came off probably one of the best seasons anyone could have. And of course they have Bradley still out in center field. So it was just, the writing was on the wall. It was right in front of me. It was tough to say, sorry, I gotta see where else I can play.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I wasn't going to play every day.
Right.
And at the time I was 25 years old. So at that time it was tough. Like it was a decision I'm glad I made, but it was at the same time it was the hardest decision I had to make.
Yep.
Because I was letting go of what I've been saying this whole podcast is my childhood team. It's just like the team that I wanted to play for.
Right.
And now I got to say, thanks so much, but we're moving on.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm really glad it worked out, and it has worked out because I'm playing every day, and
exactly
I'm playing with a great group, and the sponsorship and the family, the Corneliuses at Bear Creek, like they treat everyone first class, just like Hill United. Like it's, I love it there.
That's great to hear. Love that.
Friggin' right. I mean, yeah, watching the when that team was getting assembled last year, I remember, cause we get the information through Scope and just the names that were being put out there. I was like, man, fuck, they're gonna make a run here.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys got the ISCs and everything, and you finished fourth. Of course, definitely disappointing for you guys based on you guys. I know the roster you guys have. I know you guys were disappointed at the fourth place finish, but looking ahead here, going forward, I mean, we touched on it a little bit, but I mean, you guys are definitely going for it all now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think the mentality's got to be if we don't win, it's technically it's failure is what it is. I mean, if you don't go in expecting to win, then why are you going, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So with our lineup and our pitching staff, I have all the confidence in the world with those guys. And at the end of the day, it's if the bounces are going our way and guys are getting hot at the right time, we should be standing on the podium by the end of it.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice to hear.
No, I got to ask. I mean, when I start the podcast, I touched on everything that you've did in this past 2022. Was there something that you did specific, going into this season that you were like, working on something like
beans or
like what? Like what the hell did you do?
Yeah.
No, I just I picked up the ball. I threw the ball earlier and swung earlier than what I usually do.
Yeah.
Usually I'm just, as soon as the season's over with, I'll put the bat and glove away for a while at least. And last year I was in January and I was in a gym with a couple of guys. I'm really lucky. The area that I'm in, like there's lots of guys who are texting and reaching out, trying to find a gym or some space to throw a ball and hit into a net and whatnot. So
nice.
So I was really lucky that way because there was guys to do it with. Like you can't throw a ball to yourself, so you need someone to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I was really lucky that way.
Scope did actually.
Yeah.
Scope would just pitch into a net.
Yeah.
He's got nobody down in
It's crazy. Not surprised at all. No.
No.
Get in there, Montana.
Oh, Frank.
That's amazing.
Okay, we got to talk about WBSCs because, man, that was a show. And I mean, of course, you come up with silver, you won a gold, but still, I mean, the show that you guys put on, the show that really everybody put on, and
the show itself was
fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, walk us through that. I mean, just right from you getting named to Team Canada to going down, playing, and then finishing with silver. Yeah.
So after the year I had, getting named to the team, I was still shocked. I was the best feeling in the world was when Stewie came up to me and asked me if I can get time off work to come to New Zealand.
No, sorry, Stewie, I can't.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Brucey, was that at Nationals in Newfoundland when he approached you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So then, I tried not to stop playing or throwing and swinging.
Yeah.
From time that Nationals ended to when we left for New Zealand. So that worked. That time in between, I was lucky to have Dustin Wienhoff. He was able to throw live BP to me. So
nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was 2-3 days a week, and we had a stretch there. We had unbelievable weather, and so I was lucky there. And then once we got to New Zealand, I mean, we started off good. I mean, the first tournament, I should say, was that World Trade Staff in
Palmerston.
Yeah, which was great for all the teams. I think it was just, let's get, for the most part, most of the world is in their off season.
Yeah.
So it was good just to, get reps, have some like high quality at bats, have, a little bit of competition in there too. The guys are still, everyone wants to win, right? So it was good that way. So after that, it was off to Auckland, and I mean, we were after that Palmerston game, but we lost to, I believe it was Australia. I think we lost to, or Japan, one of those games. Anyways, when we were out, we had a few practices between the actual tournament itself and when we got to Auckland. So it was great to get all the reps and stuff like that. And once we got to Auckland, I mean, I thought we were the best team there. Like the way we were clicking, the way the team was jumping around each other. Like we had a good vibe going. Really, it was a lot of fun. And just to come up short, it was fucking tough. Like, I mean, looking back on it, to realize the teams we had to beat to get to that point, and just to come up just one game short, it was heartbreak. It was tough, and it was tough to see, for me especially, to see Hilly and Mace I mean, not a lot of people win their last game, right? And to see for them, it was just tough seeing, those guys put their heart and soul into the national team. And their numbers showed, like the Softball Canada came out with that post.
Yeah, the retirement post. Yeah. It's crazy.
And it's insane. Like those guys were unbelievable ball players, and just to see their emotion afterwards, like it was just, it was their last dance. And for us to not be able to pull through for them, it was tough to see.
One thing I took away, like, Mace had a fucking hell of a tournament, like
unbelievable, like
hell of a tournament. Of course,
still until he shaved his mustache.
We won't talk about. We bugged him. Anyway, but of course, we feel bad for Hilly. I mean, still, the guy's a goddamn warrior, playing with a fractured wrist, for frig's sake, sliding into third base. And then, you know what I mean? Like just things like that. And that's just one of his attributes that he brings to a team. You know what I mean? Like,
which is so good for young guys like yourself to see that. Like that's, oh man, that's like if you don't love ball, then you don't love ball.
No,
that's exactly it. Yeah. And if we were to win for those guys, like, fuck, that would have been, that would have been some feeling.
Yeah.
Still very proud. Everybody was very proud, of course, but it was a hard one to watch, that last one. But hats off to Australia, because they were fucking hitting the ball. Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, man. They were the best team. They won the Palmerston tournament. They won that tournament. Like they deserved it.
They sure did.
Well, I mean, we sing your praise of the year you had, but also Marshall Kronk had a fucking amazing year
and a sick name.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That guy had a year. Yeah. What a year.
Yeah.
Man. Everywhere he went, he hit the ball.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. I had no idea he was that good. Like I knew he pitched, but I didn't know he would be their next guy up. Like he was.
Well, I mean, going into that, you're like, oh, they have Adam, right? But then all of a sudden, Besgrove and Kronk are throwing. You're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. Get to know that name pretty quick.
Oh, fuck, that kid was like that.
Yeah, I loved just a little sidetrack here when Hilly did his episode with Lolly on Dust Up, where they were talking about Besgrove and Hilly's like, saddle up, Jack, talking about going into ISCs this year because people didn't really know.
Yeah,
saddle up, Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit, man, that's awesome. Actually, Q, another question for you about the World Cup there. Looking back on it now, I mean, it's been a month and a half. The fact that you were the tournament's top hitter with average. I mean, do you look back and be like, holy shit? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've always had a hard time talking about myself. Like I'm super uncomfortable with it. And it was actually probably a week ago. The girlfriend and I were just sitting at the dinner table, and she was asking ball questions, which she never does. And she talked about the year, and it finally hit home that the year or the tournament that I had at there, it was it was
pretty fucking special, man. Like, geez.
It's hard to put into words, but never in a million years would I have thought that I first off would wear the leaf playing for my country.
Yeah, exactly.
Having that kind of tournament, I mean, it was definitely special. Yeah, it's just at the end of the day, I don't all the individual accolades, this, that, and the other, whatever. Just I would trade them all in for a gold medal.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
for sure.
One thing you said earlier about your at bat, or you had the air in the outfield, and you went in and struck out because you still had all that on your mind. Like, mentally you weren't prepared to go to your at bat because you're still pissed off because you made the air. One thing about going into next year for yourself, and this is just me speaking as an older guy.
Yeah.
You can't overthink yourself this summer because you had such a year last year. Like we were talking before the podcast, you had such a year last summer that you can't go into this summer expecting to do the same, to duplicate that. Cause it's going to be pretty amazing if you do it, but at the same time, don't put that much pressure on yourself to try to do that. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're not the first person to tell me that. I mean, after the tournament was all done, Bradley and I have gotten to know each other pretty well over the last couple of years, playing with and against each other. And that was one of the first things he brought up. It's like, you can't have, I mean, if you do that again, I mean, hats off to you.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, Bradley's like, you can't be like me, man.
I'm the only one that does that. Why?
There's only one Bradley.
Bye.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you too. The end of the tournament, the WBSCs, you were laboring a little bit. Was that your groin or
hamstring?
Was it?
Fuck. Yeah. It was just. I don't know, I'm using the excuse of the off season because, anyways, I'm using the excuse of the off season just because. You're not playing every day.
Yeah.
Like we were playing every day, and
it's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I felt it early on in the tournament, actually in the game against Australia in the round robin play.
Yeah,
and then in that American game, the first playoff game, when Abe's hit it to the fence and I went first to home.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, there's definitely something wrong here.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So it killed me to say something to the coaching staff and be like, there's something actually, I think there's something wrong with my leg here.
Yeah.
And
they're like, fuck off. Fucking Hilly has a broken wrist by.
It would have been selfish of me if I didn't say anything though.
Yeah.
My biggest fear would have been just, a ball hitting the gap and next thing, I can't run full out to it. And then I'd feel more ashamed of myself.
Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of people don't know what a pulled hamstring feels like. You can't lift your foot correctly when you have a pulled hamstring. Running is an impossibility.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, Adam Davies, the athletic therapist that we had, he was unbelievable. He had a
busy 2 weeks down there.
It was in that guy. After the game, we'd all go back to the hotel, and he would have guys lined up his door trying to get on the table to get work done.
Jeez.
That guy put in an effort for sure.
It's like a 70s porn movie.
Oh shit, man. Oh, that's good. Oh man.
Not that I've ever seen one.
No. What a great segue into player association. 70s porn. All right, Q. Of course, if you listen to it, you know how we enter player association. I'm going to throw out some names to you. You touch on them a little bit. If you have a story, throw it out there.
I will do my best.
All right. First one, Heine Shannon.
Heine Shannon, the man, the dog.
The dog.
Everyone in New Zealand calls him Dog. The guy, whenever I was over there in 2019, I believe he was 42 years old, and he was still throwing every game at the Prims level.
Wow.
Like, he is a workhorse. He would throw every single BP at in New Zealand, you practice 3-4 nights a week. So he would be throwing BP every single night. There's a reason why his left arm is so big.
Yeah.
Sick.
Man.
You guys like that.
He was, I mean, I can remember watching him throw back in, 2010, 2011 around there. And then of course he had that game against Canada in 2015 that we've talked about. I mean, that was unfortunate. He got hurt in the game, but man, he could definitely bring the ball. That's for sure. Yeah. Next up, guy you're pretty familiar with, Dakota Bruce.
That's my brother. Brother Dakota.
Yeah.
Mope. What a mope.
He plays for Elmira now, does he?
Yeah. He played. Yeah. This year was his first year at the ISCs.
Nice.
So he played with the Elmira Expos. And actually, I'm glad you brought him up because Grand Valley is actually going to make an attempt to go to ISCs this year, which makes me so proud to say I'm from Grand Valley, because a town of 1,200 people is going to go participate at the ISC World Tournament with all local guys.
That is amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I couldn't be more proud of those guys. And to say I'm from Grand Valley and say that I'm from there and played all my minor ball there, it makes me super proud to say from them.
That's awesome.
Imagine if you guys get to play them. Like, that'd be sick.
That would be unbelievable.
Sorry, boys. I just went 4 for 4 off you.
Or you let a ball roll the fence and you struck out your next at bat.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Shit.
Hopefully not.
No way.
Next up, I got Waymo Mata.
Mimo. He's a workhorse, man. He's one of the best competitors I've ever played against and with. He leaves it all out there every game. And to play with him for that short period of time, it was eye-opening just to see, the amount of work he puts in the off season. Like he doesn't go home right away. Like he goes overseas and still plays. I believe in Japan, I think is where it is. And like he's dedicated to his craft. That's for sure.
Right on. 2 more here. Of course, our buddy here, Justin Schofield.
Justine Schofield.
Justine.
I was first introduced to him with the Bear Creek team when the tournament was in Grand Prairie, the national. It was like the Rawlings Grand Slam.
Oh yeah.
I have a picture on my phone. It's unbelievable. It's when you got to come back here and he's mid-summer back somersault. His feet are 90 degrees straight in the air. I should send it over to you guys.
Oh,
Please
definitely.
do. That's a lot of person. 90 degrees in the
Yeah.
air.
Scof, though, he's the man. I mean, what he did this summer, he proved a lot of people wrong that thought that he was done and over with. But what he did this year, he played every weekend. And he pitched unbelievable every weekend. And I just happy to call him a friend. That's for sure.
Hey, I got a question. So when we watch, of course, we love Scof and we always talk about Scof. And when we were watching the WBSCs, when Chopper was doing the commentating, Chopper said that ball looked like it came in 115 miles an hour. Do you remember that, Randy?
Yeah.
Like, was he throwing fucking missiles down there?
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was the hardest he's thrown all year.
Wow.
And like every weekend, like it's cliche to say, but like every weekend it got harder and harder. And harder.
Yeah.
And his changeup was biting more. Like like what he did this year was unbelievable. Yeah. And going forward with him at the level he's at right now, and Sean being Sean for our Bear Creek team, it's an exciting time to be a part of that, playing behind those guys.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Well, that's awesome. You brought up Sean there, and the fact that Softball Premier had that poll there in the last week about the best
pitchers?
Battery.
Yeah,
and of course the Gremlins they had as number 1. But I mean, fuck, man, you guys with Bear Creek, just with Sean and Scof alone.
Well, that's the 2 top pitchers in Canada. Like, if you think about it, top 2 pitchers in Canada. They were the top 2 pitchers at WBSC.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't know.
That's fine. The Gremlins do have a good fucking staff, though. Holy shit.
For sure, but I definitely voted for Bear Creek in that. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah, we'll see in the summer. We'll see who the real one is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And last but not least, I know he's been a big influence for you, Bradley Essicle.
Yeah, Bradley's a man. I mean, where do you start with him? He's fucking the best player in the world.
Yeah.
And just to be able to sit next to him on the bench and to be able to share the outfield with him is just, it's hard to describe really. It's just a dream come true. Like you're playing beside the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's, he makes you so confident whenever you're out there. Like he's always communicating with you and he's always teaching. That's the best part. Like it's, I'm still learning every day, and to be able to learn from the best, I mean, what more could you ask for?
Absolutely.
And I think, that's going to be something like when you're in your 30s, mid 30s, and you're still playing. That's something you're going to be able to pass down that you learned from Bradley, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Great role model.
It's not just him. It's all those guys.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Just the way they carry themselves on and off the field, the way they talk to sponsors and to fans, and it's very admirable what they do, and it's definitely doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah,
that's
for
awesome.
sure. Well, Q, man, this has been awesome, pal. We got to thank you for coming on.
You're our first one for 2023 too, Quinten.
That's right.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
From the male side, for sure. I mean, man, appreciate you coming on, taking the time to do this. Wish you the best tomorrow night in your senior hockey league game for sure.
We won't be watching.
We'll be watching the Twitter feed. I'll definitely be paying attention to Twitter feed. But no, man, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no, guys, I really appreciate it. And like I said before, what you guys are doing, promoting the game through the podcast world, it's awesome. I love it.
All right, pal.
Fantastic.
Take care, Q.
Best of luck.
All right.
Take care.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
See you, man.
Bye bye.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Speaks very well.
Very well.
Young guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things, when I heard him with Hilly and Lolly, I was like, got to have him on.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Got to have him on.
We wanted to have him on anyway.
Yeah.
Just because of his performance of last summer. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Staggering.
Oh, definitely from the performance. But then after hearing him, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I got to get that guy on.
So that's the future of ball for Softball Canada. Guys like Quinten Bruce right now. It's fantastic to see.
Quinten Bruce, Tyler Polly.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. I mean, we can name off all of Team Canada in front of me here.
Sebastian.
Yeah, absolutely. All those guys. I think we're in good hands.
Oh, absolutely.
With what we have coming up. And we have some young talent coming from our end of the world too that'll be hopefully attending some of those Team Canada camps in the future. And I'm definitely sure they will be. Yeah.
And you know what? After, talking to Q here, I mean, can't wait to get the season going, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's January, but
except for the fundraising part,
fundraising, everything, and then our league. There's a lot. Our
team, yeah.
Then a league
changes.
We got a league.
Yeah. I want a little shout out to David Watson too. David, I know you're leaving for Australia.
That's right.
Today is the 12th. I'm not 100% sure the date. I know it's very soon though. Just want to wish you the best of luck down there. Stay safe. Don't eat kangaroo meat. And looking forward to you coming back next summer. No, be safe, David.
Yes, sir, Bob.
Yeah, Bubba.
Do her up. Do we have anything else?
No. What do you have next? Who do you have coming on? Do you have anybody lined up?
I do. This coming on next week for girls. I got Kelly Barnhill.
Awesome.
Who is one of the best pitchers ever, ESPY award winner, ESPN, all that
awesome
good stuff. And then we have Bradley Kilpatrick coming on.
Awesome.
From Team USA.
That's fantastic.
Fresh off a bronze medal down in WBSC. So
yeah, what a performance.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. All right. Media passes. Prince Albert, 24, 25.
Sponsors.
Randy and Chris outside the Chute.
Should we
get
do
us
a
there?
GoFundMe page or
Verm? Hey, Verm.
Hey, Verm. Yeah. Come on, Vermy. Anyway, another week. Everybody, thanks for listening. Like I said, listen, subscribe.
Have a safe winter, everyone.
We're going to talk to everybody again.
Keep buttoning it up with your COVID stuff.
All right. Have a good week, Hope.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, I know I never took it serious. Then what we had got fucked up. We grew apart, but in my heart I still love ya. Back at the start I thought it lasted so long. Went by so fast, now it feels like the passion is gone. Everything I loved about you just got pissed away. And it really gets to be because I miss some days. You was more than gone, it's pretty much your God. It's the farthest thing from bitchy or heartless. And never saw less of the jobless poor head. Even though I couldn't get you your cards and chocolates. You put up with my nonsense day after day. You were one of them types you don't let get away. Shit, we used to get looped together. I remember one time you were so sick we almost puked together. Your mood was better then, but who would've knew what we had we would soon lose forever. Damn, I still love you.
You were like my sunshine. We were too young for love, but I knew you'd be mine. Had to let you go and get on with my life. Now I got you back, ain't no leaving this time. And I know I can always rely when I know you'll be keeping me high. So I won't let you go, not again, cause I know I learned my lesson. I know I can't take it serious. You gotta know what I'm feeling this. This type of love ain't hard to find, but you know you're always on my mind. I know I can't take it serious.
I'm going through the same thing right now, man.
This type of love
I gotta
ain't
say
hard
something on this
to
one.
find.
Okay, yeah, I know. I said I wouldn't do it, but I did it. And now it got me wishing that my position was switching. Never no hugs, no tongue, never kiss it. But keep fucking with it since the first day I hit it. The minute that you talked, I would listen. You made the way that I walk a little different. I like your vibe, like the way that you feel. Your hairstyle from the start, now you're paying my bills. I gotta love it. Yeah, I'm a little obsessed, and I'll confess, without you I feel a little depressed. The wife's head is sick of me giving you my attention. Really, I see a point, but it was never my intention. I'm always talking and bragging you up like, yo, check this, is she amazing or what? And the fatter that you get, the better, I can't complain. The mistress in my life, music before the fame, I love
My girl
it.
knows that you're always on time, and the minute she's gone, we can chill and just fine.
Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again.